Morning, everybody. Oh man, I might have waited a little bit too long to get these dogs out because I think it's starting to mist. It's supposed to be getting rain. Just checking out it's not switching over. Anyhow, good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. Real quick, watching the video back, the Blackmagic app. Okay, so when you film it in vertical mode, it's taking that vertical image and zooming into the center of it. So you'd have to have really long arms to not be zoomed in here. I kept the footage, but that's why I'm so close, is because it's cropping in on that itty-bitty little piece. Not as useful as I thought it would be. Now, if you're filming out, it might not be an issue. It's going to zoom in for you, but it definitely does cut the quality because it's cropping in on a 4K view. So keep that in mind. Okay, that's about that. The video is, I think, almost rendered. Get this thing exporting and then take these puppies for a potentially drizzly walk, it looks like. But we're supposed to have some, heavy rains here coming. Alright, so my bed worked out pretty decent last night. Miss Priya was the first tester. She jumped in it before I could get in it. I slept pretty good. It worked out pretty nice. And it kind of resembles a bed now a little bit more, being all wrapped together. It definitely didn't sink in the middle like I've been because it's kept everything nice and tight. Because all that added extra bulk is actually keeping the cushions snug. And I don't think they slid last night. I don't think they were pushed out at all. Okay, Princess she naps. I don't think she's feeling good this morning. She's just acting kind of off, so. Alrighty, getting everybody outside in the drizzle. It did start to rain a little harder and it stopped, but I think we're going to get a little damp here. We're probably only doing half, because as long as they do potties, we're good. Alright, as I mentioned yesterday, this thing can be used in the ultra-wide and kind of as an action camera for traffic. But then, you'd lose the background blur and all that good stuff. But hey, you can do it. It'll be a little bit wider than what we normally film at. Of course, in low light, the ultra-wide isn't the best. This is probably okay, even though it's cloudy and the rain has already picked up. Anybody knows these walks, we haven't really gotten going too far yet, so. But like I said, I'm gonna cut this pretty short because I don't want these guys getting soaking wet and having to go to bed with Terry. So get back, upload the video, jump in the shower, and get ready for work. Like I said, try to get out of here probably about 10:15 or so I can get my stuff that I have to do that I can't be in the Vision Center to do because we're not allowed to have a shredder. It's silly. When we get upgraded in 2025, it looks like the store remodel has been, they don't know exactly when in 2025, but that's what they're talking. So, oh good, back to a mist. It's like fluctuating. It's a mist and then it's rain. It's mist and rain. So if it stays misting, we'll be okay for, our half a lap. My feet might be wet, but the puppy's head and ears and butts, but for the most part, those jackets really do help in this weather a lot, so that's good. Oh, I missed a bag I need to pick up. Try to get that another day. So you might be asking yourself, are you going to film like this all day today, Kurt? If I can think about it, I might. It will be dark when I get home, of course, because I don't get off till 5 o'clock. So, but just to get a little different perspective with the iPhone. The fact that it can do it. The only downside is, you have to make sure you set that mode ahead of time. So I remember back in the days, it was the V20, the V10, the V20, the LG phones. I was using the wide angle. I was all, this is the best thing in the world. It was like the most horrible footage in the videos. I think the Sony TX30 actually filmed better in 1080p than that camera did. It was just that it had such a wide field of view. Watch this area. Nope. It's like 40-some degrees outside, so it shouldn't be ice, but I don't forget that I almost fell on my head the other day. Yeah, that's one preset you can't keep, is the lenses that you picked, which is what it is. I am using the ShiftCam, but it's actually, the port is covered on this thing because I have the quick release plate on it. So it should be, I've never had a real big problem. I don't necessarily use it in pouring down rain. There's always going to be sacrifices on weather, to some extent. I have other ways to hold it. Come on, now, get out of there. Come on. No eating stuff. Come on. I know what you're trying to get your stupid self into. She just does not seem like herself. She's very, very, like, sad today. I'm not sure why. What are you doing, little buddy? He goes, I'm shivering, man. It's raining and 42 degrees. And you have me outside in the rain. No, honestly, just put it in action mode. Then you get the higher stabilization. You're already set to the 0.5 lens. The only downside is if I did want to zoom in on something, I would have to stop, switch that off. And I mean, you can crop in a little bit, but I think you'd lose some. I forget what lenses you lose. I think you lose the 5x. I don't think that one works in action. But 0.5 and 1 does. So, not really use it. It does film ProRes 4K 30, so it's, you know, I think the quality should still be the same. I think it's going to crop in a teeny bit more, so that could do something. I don't know. But yeah, that Blackmagic app, man, oh man. I imported last night. I'm like, why am I almost kissing the camera? Because it's cropping in on that itty bitty tiny image of the vertical. So, yeah, not as useful as I thought. And like I said, you know, it's not as convenient to grab that app in a quick instance that if you were filming something that way. My recommendation is if you accidentally start filming in vertical mode, because this camera will do that occasionally, as long as you hold the footage in horizontal the rest of the time, or in landscape, horizontal, vertical, yeah, horizontal, there's too many terms, you can correct it in post, and it's fine. There's so many clips where the camera was sideways, and all I did, make sure I filmed it the correct way in the end, but you just do a 90-degree turn either right or left, depending which way it switched, because it's not always the same, and 180 punch in, and I haven't really noticed a huge quality degradation from it, so it's not something I recommend doing, but if it happens, it is fixable. Okay, I stand corrected, you do not have 4K, you have 2.8K. Still in ProRes, and still higher than 1080. So, I have switched off action. Kind of curious to see that. I don't even know if on YouTube you can tell the difference there, but it's going to go into a 4K timeline. So that could do something to it. But it is there. I mean, I don't understand why it can't handle the resolution. Oh, probably because of the bump in stabilization. Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be some magical technical reason for it, so take your pick if it's magical or technical, but it is there if you want it. I don't know. I was watching someone else's video the other day, and they're trying to say that you can't film 4K with the front camera on the iPhone 14 or the 15, and that's total horseshit. This is what I'm talking about. They don't learn anything about the camera system on the iPhone, and then they sit there and bash it, and they're wrong on most of the crap they're saying. He was testing out the Hero 9 with the Pocket 3 and the iPhone 14, and you don't want to use the front-facing camera because it is not the highest grade, and stabilization is not the best. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, totally have 4K 30, but the stabilization on it is subpar in my opinion. So, and you know, the back camera gives you the background blur if you're using the normal lens. Field of view isn't too bad. I mean, my arm is crooked a little bit and I'm still in frame. So, but honestly, anybody that's been doing this long enough, you know, the whole flip up screen on the Ace is nice to have, but if for vlogging with a 16mm lens, you got to really try to be out of the frame. You might not be centered in it. You might be off to a side for a minute or so, and the stabilization is going to do that to you anyway. It will adjust. So I think the screens anymore are unnecessary, and like the reason I really don't like doing this is the fact that I look at myself instead of looking at the camera. And you can kind of see my eyes are over there instead of right there. And I did have the Blackmagic camera actually freeze up and not even record audio for a good portion of a clip yesterday. We are on that right now. Again, like Cinema P3, it turned off all the settings I put in. You have to go in and select your preset to get back to what you want, which is annoying. That it's not just going to be there when if the camera's been closed, it's going to kill your presets. Audio quality sounds pretty good, and I would really like to hear this one in the wind. See if this has any type of wind cancellation in it that's really not listed, because it did sound crisp yesterday when I did film with this, and their colors and everything look spot on. The one thing I didn't do is 60 frames per second. Alright, now we're tuning up 60 frames per second, 4K ProRes with not Cinema P3, with Blackmagic camera app for the iPhone. I'm going to run a long clip of this because it does chew up a lot of space. But it seems to be working really smooth. Way better than the Cinema P3 app in the fact that them moving is them moving, it's not delayed. Personally, I'm not really sure why Apple thought that the 60 frames per second with the 1 terabyte model couldn't be just saved internally when a couple other apps do it. So I don't know if Filmic does ProRes 60. Cinema P3 does and Blackmagic does, and save straight to device. So it's nice that to have an app you can switch over to if you really want that feature without having to pull out external drive and hook it all up. Because honestly, it's a pain in the ass. That's all there is to it. It's a pain in the ass. There we go. We are through the playground. I think Priya wants to do something here. I don't know what she wants to do. You know, I didn't check any other lenses either. Alright, now I actually turned off the camera. I closed the app and it did. It's in 60 frames, 24mm 4K. Yeah. So I could be wrong that it's not saving, but I didn't see my little 4K logo when I just launched it. I did reboot the phone though, so maybe that's the difference. Let's check out other lenses. Switch over to the ultra wide. Oh, now you actually get some lens choices on the screen, which you didn't have before. The 120. Wow, they did program the 5X. Must know it's an iPhone 15. But now, nope, it is there. It is there. Okay, 24. All our recording. It's a jump. It's not going to be as smooth as Apple. I really don't know how I managed to be only 4 minutes behind schedule here. We didn't get back, and I think I jumped in the shower at 9:58, and I was fully dressed and grabbing my bag at 10:16. That's got to be a record. Didn't comb my hair, but I did put the beard butter back in, but my beard is holding a ton of water today. It's like, holy crap. Oh, man. Alrighty, here we go. Rain, yeah, it started to come down there for a minute, and then it stopped for the most part. Just a mist. And we took a full lap. Took them for a full mile so that they got out, because by the sounds of it, it's going to be ugly from now until late Monday night. We might not have walks tomorrow morning. Oh, but... all right, yeah, here we go. A Sunday shift. All by myself. Well, I don't know. If it's anything like the last couple days, I should be okay. Might get a couple people coming in and I don't know, some adjustments maybe. This is one of those days. It's just like, why? 8 o'clock at night. Why? And everybody's on the same boat. It's pointless. It's hours that we are open, that we have to man, that hurt us for when we're actually busy. So, but a couple of things with that Blackmagic app that I'm not super stoked about. The audio chime I mentioned. Now, that's not going to be a thing for everybody, but for the way I film, it's a big deal. The fact that there is no remote app with the Apple Watch for it, so using it in the car, lineup, no lineup. Flash. There's no flash that I can find anywhere. It's, you know, you do get some zoom features, but it's not. I don't know if you can. I think you might be able to scroll, but I know they made some updates to it too. But it's I don't know. That jump to lens is a little abrasive to me. It's almost like when the 7s came out. The iPhone 7, when they finally added zoom lens, and it was like in your face. It's like someone flicking water in your eyes. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, the 4K 60. That's a nice little feature to be able to have, and the stabilization, and it doesn't slow down the view. Like Cinema P3 app is delayed with the Extreme, or their Cinema 2 stabilization. The Extreme stabilization, it's still staying fluid, so you can see what you're getting. You're not like 3 seconds behind what's happened. So, but like I said, it's nice to have that 4K 60 when you need it. As long as you can jump over to that app quick enough to get it. That's the problem, is it's not as easy to launch. Alrighty, well, they made hot dogs in the back, sauerkraut, chili, melted cheese. There was no way I was not going back and having 2 of them. Oh my God, were they good. They were like the good hot dogs that were crunchy. Oh, yummy, yummy. I don't get them as much as I used to. I'm bad with hot dogs. Because when I get them, I get like way too many. Alright, we're going to switch over to that, turn that on. It is raining pretty good right now. So I don't see any doggy walks tonight. Maybe a patio or 2, but it's been raining most of the day. I can't believe it's 5:30 in the afternoon and it's this dark outside. Okay, you're out of the way. You haven't gotten to the stop sign. I'm going. That's how you drive your car. I smell oil burning. I hope that's not me. Oh, there's an old van in front of me. Oh, actually had a pretty steady period there for a while. I didn't think I was going to have any time to myself. And then, I'd say about 2:30 or so, it finally kind of calmed down a little bit. Got a little calm, so it was not like I was off the hook, but it was, you know, people were coming in and asking questions and trying to give them my good old knowledge. Oh, only need like 4 more days of this to go. Only another like 34 hours to get this week. Oh, it's feeding time at the zoo. Feeding time at the zoo. This is when the camera was sideways to start, but yummy, yummy. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, this is probably going to be the most we're going to see of these guys tonight. I was taking my fried cabbage upstairs and release the video. Oh my God, I forgot to do that. Like, it matters, but anyway. And probably, you know, take a nap. I don't know why. I'm just, this is kind of a weird day for me. Anyway, alright. Our little turd decided he had to go out, so it's not really what I want to be out in. That's why I haven't taken him for a walk. It's just miserable out here. It's not raining really, really hard, but it's enough that you'd get wet pretty fast. But, alright, good job, buddy. He knows. He'd rather go outside and go potty. He doesn't like using puppy pads. You gotta go down this way and go poopies?